It's all B-roll, by the way.
Xfinity.
B-roll, B-roll, B-roll.
B-roll?
B-roll and
Before the show?
before or after. Usually when Charles is here, it's like, all right, Charles, B-roll. Put a bing up here. Put a ding right there. Let's light it up.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 25 of the Grand App Show. My name is Chris Ake, your host of the show. Special guest today in the building.
Very special.
Very, very special. We have a lawn doctor takeover by my friend Kendall Hines. And usually how I do the show is I let them introduce themselves, but I want to say a little something before you introduce yourself. So this guy exploded on the social media scene. I was doing a lot of content. We kicked off the Grand App Show. Then all of a sudden, your show started to pop up. You started just putting tons of content on social media. He was within the same networks that I knew within like 2 months. And I was like, who is this guy? Right? So who is this guy?
Just snuck up out of nowhere. And it was so funny because I'd go to like networking groups and stuff, and they're like, hey, do you know Chris Ake? And I'm like,
That's
no.
Good.
I'm like, who's that guy, right? And then I was like, okay, well, I definitely have to go meet him. You want to surround yourself with like-minded people, especially when you're in the same space. So I think I met John originally, right?
You did, yep.
Oh, by the way, if you don't know who I am, if you don't know who I am, my name's Kendall Hines. My family owns Lawn Doctor here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We make lawns green, thick, weed-free, and healthy, and we kill the mosquitoes too. We slay the mosquitoes, we kill the ticks, we get the fleas. You don't have to poison your dogs with that flea and tick control. Call us for a natural mosquito option. It's beautiful, and we guarantee the results every time.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Or what?
Or we'll come back and respray it, no charge.
Nice. I was actually thinking about a personal trainer. What I think they should do as like a hook is say, I guarantee to make you lose 10 pounds or I'll put it on.
Oh,
and they have to like go eat McDonald's and like put on the pounds and then re-lose it.
Especially,
I've never seen that.
Especially if they're starting off new. You probably see it all the time with like new business owners and stuff. They want to be like so sexy about how they get their money, right? Get the guala. And but like
I like that song, by the way,
dude. Guala.
G-Eazy.
It's
I love that
guala.
song. As in the gym, I'll put it on like
But dude, I remember when we were first starting up 4 years ago. I would give our services away for free to influencers. That led to just 4-year sales cycles, but huge mammoth deals that we wouldn't have gotten unless I would have given those services to those people for free. Say, hey, give me a shot, get me on your lawn, and give me one season.
He was on the previous show
to show you what we can do.
Jimmy Lee was on episode 24, and you did that with him.
Jimmy Lee, Jimmy Lee. Yep. So we're taking care of Jimmy Lee's lawn, and a lot of people know Jimmy Lee. I believe he's maxed out his friends list, so you probably have to start liking his Social Dragon media page.
He's pushing it now,
Don't try to add him on Facebook, right? His friends list is probably full, but it's funny because he's like not a lot older, but a little bit older than I am. I'm 25. You're 27, right?
28, but we'll shave off a year.
But it doesn't matter how old you are because people that are about what they're doing and trying to hustle and make a better life for themselves. I mean, I feel like it doesn't matter what age you are, you can connect on that level. So I love Jimmy, and it worked out really well this year with taking care of his lawn. And
so let's kick it off real quick because I know Kendall's big into sales, right? It's sales first, sales oriented. What do you say, MasterCard or Visa?
Right, Visa or MasterCard.
Visa or MasterCard when people pick up. So let's segue into that really quick. Let's talk about sales for a small business owner. Maybe somebody who's starting out how to do sales, because I actually talk to a lot of kids who approach me and they send us an email form on our website and they say, hey, I see what you're doing. I want to do the same thing. How do I do that? So I have like free consultations with my competition that's soon to be, and I tell them how to do things. The biggest thing that I see them missing is sales. They ask me, how do you get new clients? How do you do this? They have no clue.
That's a great idea, and that's the biggest thing. I started in this business when I was 8 years old, right, with my dad on the lawns. We were out there doing the lawns, right? My mom worked in the office. My parents owned the business. So when I took over the business, we had 74 customers. Now we have around 1,500, and that's in 4 years. And we're scaling that even more. I got 2 guys in the sales office right now making cold calls, booking more deals, getting on more loans, getting more opportunities. So it's not just me anymore. We've scaled out. We went from one employee, literally one employee, one truck,
one full-time,
one machine, to we have 11 people on payroll now in 4 years, and we're the fastest growing lawn care company. But sales is imperative. I mean, how do you run a business without money? You need people to pay you today, next month, and for the rest of your business career, right? So you got to have the big deals, the big B2B partnerships that keep feeding you like this. Chris has already sent me multiple referrals. Even being on this show, I'm sure it's going to be very fruitful for us.
It better be.
But more importantly, I just want to bring people value right now. But but you gotta go and be able to knock on somebody's door, and this is what I did. I was always scared to knock on people's door, right? And say, this is who I am. This is what we're about.
How did you shift that? Because your mentality is like completely 180. Like I feel like you go knock on everybody's door out of this building, right? Like what made you shift that?
Dude, I was just tired of being small and being little, right? I've seen what it looks like at that, and I looked at people that had bigger businesses, and I said, you know what? I want to be rich, number one. Number two, I want to help a lot of people with their lawn. So in order to do that, you need to get people to know who you are, right? You need to get out of obscurity, right? Grant Cardone talks about that a lot. Getting out of obscurity, getting people to know who you are, what you do. Because if people don't know you, then they can't flow you, right?
100%. That's funny. Jimmy Lee actually said the same thing.
Absolutely.
He said networking. People don't know you,
right?
Like you're nobody.
Right, and it's so funny. So 4 years ago, I mean, this is a good tangible tip for new business owners starting up, right? Go join a BNI group tomorrow. Google BNI networking group. Go join it. If you feel like you're scared of talking to people or putting yourself out there, that's a great, safe place to go every week and really put in the time and
practice.
Get out there and network and meet people and learn how it's done in the real world. And you know what? It's really hard waking up early sometimes, but it's so worth it. Even today, I'm looking at having our sales guys join more than one BNI group. Each one in their own BNI groups, but because I've seen what it's done for our business. You know, it's all who you know, what keys they have that can unlock that door that you're trying to get to.
Yep, I agree 100%. I was part of a lead group 6 years ago when we were starting the company, and personally I didn't like it because I think I had a bad leads group because all my people were very negative and they were just complaining like, I need a lead, I need a sale. And I was like, guys, like go get one. Just pick up the phone and call someone. Like, why are you relying on me to be your sales guy? You're not even paying me to be your sales guy.
Dude, and a lot of people, they're afraid to put in the work, right? So my sales guys, I'm sure they're each going to talk to 100 people today, at least, and they know that they have to create the activity, right, to produce the results. But it's all about creating the activity first.
I got a question. So, by the way, this show is very freestyle based, and we just kind of see where the flow of the show goes. He's very sales oriented, so I really want to talk about sales. Now, I actually just had a phone call with a gentleman who's starting another business, and it was kind of a similar business to mine, and he was asking, how do I scale up the sales team? What do I do to get that? Because his biggest problem was nobody wants to work off 100% commission. He can't find motivated people, right, to work, and he feels like if they're out somewhere else, they're not working. How do you scale up a sales team? Because now you have.
Dude, I mean, don't be afraid to hold on to the money. You got to pay your people. Number one, you got to make that commitment. At first, it's hard to make that commitment and write those checks, right? You're hiring people, you're bringing them on, you're making that commitment, saying, hey, I believe in you. But first, I think it starts with the person, right? I've noticed that as I've personally developed, our business has just exploded. So I think you really need to become that person before you can start hiring sales guys, because then you don't know what to look for, right, in a good sales guy.
Very true.
I know that the guys that we have selling for us right now, they are just 100% killers. I think I trained them for maybe 15 minutes, and I said, here's your list. Go bring in money. And every week they've worked for us, they've produced for us, and it's not just about sales, because you got to have a good product to back it up. So when I say that, when I
believe in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I talk about sales, I don't want people to think we're just all about selling, right? I know that we have a bona fide product to back it up. It's easy to sell something when you believe in it and you've been doing it your whole life.
Misconception, right? When you're true to your business, and the reason I say he's sales oriented because he does believe in it. It's the same thing with me. Like if I'm pitching an app for ordering for a restaurant, I know they're going to make money off it because we have a proven model. Like you know how to do the production side of it. Now it's about the sales side of it. But I think that's the hardest part that people just don't get.
And you probably feel bad when people like choose not to go with you based on whatever number of factors. You probably feel so horrible for them because you know how much value you guys put into the business, right?
Yep.
And how hard you guys work.
So how do you So how do you pitch that value then? Let's say like how do you educate someone based on it? Because an average person is going to come to my company marketing and go, oh, well, you know, this is the retainer. This is what you're doing, even though we're going to do a lot of extras. Or they say, oh, we're going to hire you for our lawn service. Like, okay, that's good. But then they price shop.
We have a motto. We have these little wristbands that we buy for all of our guys. I'm just brainwashing them. And we have a little motto. It's called Whatever It Takes.
Don't watch this, sales guys.
Right.
Or
no, do watch it, please. And share it out to your friends, right? It's so cool. I'm going to get off track for a second, but I'm going to come back. So our technicians, I gave them authority to our Facebook page to start posting. They've been live streaming live on the lawn.
That's a good idea.
And that was part of like giving up control, and it's so cool seeing them take the opportunity and then
they take ownership of it.
Right,
more
ownership.
I'm
going to do this live stream to help grow the business and help educate people how to take care of their lawns, how to make them green and thick and weed free. But we have a motto at our company, and it's whatever it takes. That means you do whatever it takes to get the deal. So you got to do things that nobody else is willing to do. So part of our follow-up, we do a lot of video follow-up. Nobody does that, right? Grab your smartphone, shoot a 15-second video. Mrs. Jones, Kendall with Lawn Doctor here. Nice, especially if it's a huge deal. I mean, your average sale is probably way bigger than ours. So especially on the bigger deals for us, we hit our customers with every form of communication possible. You get text message, email, through the mail, in-person visits, video follow-up. I've even started Facebook messaging. We've closed plenty of deals via Facebook Messenger. Yep. Dude, you have to, because the average competition isn't going to do that. So as long as you're hitting it with that follow-up.
I was telling my production team, just make a quick video.
Right.
And just say, hey, just want to let you know we're working on this and doing this and just want to say hi, right?
Right, because you guys...
How much value is that?
I mean, you guys are like a tech company, right? So it's like, dude, a video would be amazing. How hard is that to shoot a little quick video?
I hope people on my team who I've said that to watch this. And if not, whatever. But that's what I said, like a quick video, like just those little extras, right? They're gonna make people feel comfortable and happy with working with you that nobody else does.
Absolutely.
Exactly what you're saying. Nobody else does that.
And that's part of that. I think people really appreciate, one of our guys was like, well, isn't that too much? And I said, you know what? Like, wouldn't you appreciate if somebody was trying to get to you like this? Like, go all out, break out the red carpet, I know that Grant Cardone's people, they send them, they get custom puzzles of the salespeople's faces, and they send their prospects these puzzles and said, let me help you put your pieces of the puzzle together. I want your business. I'm your guy. There's nobody else. If you go anywhere else, then that's a horrible mistake for your business. And I think that as long as you're coming from a good intent place, right? You have good intent.
Yeah.
You know that
you're not a used car salesman,
right?
Yeah.
Then you're going to deliver. I think it's a great, that passion, people can feel it.
So I was going to say, what are your keys to success now, and what you've learned getting to this point? Right off hand, like that's the key to success for me.
Well, dude, it's funny you say like to this point because I feel like I'm so far from my full potential.
Yep.
I'm so far from my full potential, and it's so crazy. I talk to my mentors about this and stuff, and I'm just like, dude. I'm like, when did it click for you? Like, dude, like I'm only in really year 4, right? Of really figuring out myself, what I want, where I'm going, who I'm gonna be, and it's one of the keys to success that I would say would be always doing the thing that you're afraid to do, and that's really where you asked me like when it switched. It was probably when I was 21 and I didn't know much about sales. And I went down to Kalamazoo. I found my first mentor, Brian Solomon in Kalamazoo, Portage.
What do you do?
He owns a Lawn Doctor franchise. We're a franchise company, so he owns a Lawn Doctor. He sold at another company, he grew his business pretty big. And, I kind of mirrored what he did. And literally, I went down at my own cost and rode around in the truck with him. And, bless his heart, he spent time with me and, taught me how to sell. And really it was my ability to take what he was saying and not say, yeah, but here's an excuse. Yeah, but no, I did everything like him. I had the same Bluetooth as he did. I used the same word tracks as he did. And I just followed his plan.
Right? Little roadmap he had, right?
And then I sprinkled some obsession on top of that too. And we've just exploded since then. So it's hard to, it's so funny because I don't feel like I'm anywhere near my full potential, but definitely doing the thing you're afraid to do, and definitely not listening to people that don't have any clout, in the area that they're trying to give advice in. Like if nobody's ever sold something before, you probably shouldn't take their advice on sales, right? If they've never signed somebody's check, they probably shouldn't be telling you how to run a business, right? So until you've done those things, people out there, right, don't give advice in areas you don't know. And I only take advice from people that are where I want to be now.
Yep. I think people listen to too much noise, right?
Right.
Especially with social media.
Dude,
that's the first place people go. It's like, you'll post, hey, I'm going to start this company. Oh, that's silly, right? You have a lot of people say congratulations, but even too, though, they'll say congratulations, I love it. But then they're going to go, oh, my, you see what Kendall's doing? Kendall's starting this business? Like,
right.
He's not going to make it. I know who Kendall is, right?
Dude, and I was like the most lost person at like 20, 21.
Who wasn't? Like, when people see me now, like, wow, like, you're part owner of these companies. Back in high school and early college, like, you'd have no clue.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I feel like, my whole life was like leading up to this, right?
Yeah,
and as I look back, I'm like, dude, I was like in high school, like selling stuff.
Happy I did this, yeah.
Stuff back in high school, right? I just focused all of those skills and talents, and I was really tech focused in school. And I always thought lawn doctor would be like a backup thing, right? I never was like, oh, it's just a lawn business, right? But then I started studying the business and the model and the big companies. There's a $1 billion company. It's called True Green. I'm sure all you know their name.
Yep.
They do exactly what we do, but we do it so much better.
Differentiation.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we do similar services. You might suppose them as competition, but they are not competition whatsoever. We are local. We're family owned. And we provide a hands-on personal touch that often gets lost by those big $1 billion conglomerates where they're just trading cancels every year.
Yep.
So
retention. Let's. I feel like I don't know how long it's been going. Can you check that?
Time. Yeah, we got about 18 minutes here. Looks like
18 minutes.
What? Looks like looks like 18
Pretty
minutes.
Good. All right. So real quick. Wrap up. Let's keep it around under 20. I think that's good. We got any sales questions? Any?
Dude.
Nada, just to share.
No questions.
I'm not live streaming today, so we don't have too much. What about client retention? How do you focus on keeping that high, and what do you do for that?
You follow Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Yeah.
He talks about scaling the unscalable. So right now we're using all of our infrastructure to do that. We're trying to touch the customer as much as possible throughout the season. We're on their lawn 6 times a year, 2 in the spring, 2 in the summer, 2 in the fall. So we try to touch them as many times as we can. One being leaving notices, newsletters on the door, having our sales guys reach out to our customers saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, you're a first-year customer. How's your service going so far? Can I do anything to make that better for you? Similar to a doctor's visit.
Yeah.
After you
you are the doctor.
Right, the lawn
Technically.
doctor, the lawn man, right? And so having those people call your current customers and saying, hey, is there anything I can do for you? How can I make your service better? Our retention rate is about 85 to 90% season over season. I mean, you don't grow by 250% every year with canceling off half your customer base. So, and results speak for themselves. I mean, as far as the mosquito goes, we have people just like dropping to their knees and shouting for glory because guess what? Their pregnant wife doesn't have to worry about the mosquito issues that are going on right now. And you know what? The single mom who has never had a nice lawn because she doesn't know how to take care of it. Well, guess what? We spray her weeds, make her lawn green and thick, and now her kids can go play in the grass. I mean,
I don't know how to take care of the lawn.
Right. It's just
that'd be a fun one.
And
lawn tip.
Lawn tips. And
that's different from normal topics on the show, right?
Right. So lawn tip, it's very hot. As you can see, I'm sunburned. Not only as...
Pour bleach on your grass?
Yeah, definitely pour some bleach on there. No, do not do that. You think some people do, though.
I want it to be light and white.
definitely water your lawn. Right now you need to water in the morning for 30 to 40 minutes per zone. A nice deep watering. A lot of people are watering too little, too infrequently. They're watering for 10 or 15 minutes a zone. That's going to do nothing when it's 95 degrees out. A lot of that water is probably going to evaporate before it even has a chance to get down that soil profile.
Look at your lawn and kind of zone it, like eyeball it, right? Like here's the zone, and then really focus on that instead of just whole thing, right?
I mean, a lot of people have sprinkler systems, so throw a cup out there, right, and measure off 3 inches and make sure your lawn gets 2-3 inches of water every day. That's a good way to go really about it in terms of measuring. And also, when it gets hot like this, stop mowing your lawn. It sounds weird, right? But when you mow your turf, it creates unneeded stress on the turf grass, and that's what causes it to go to dormancy. So if you don't want to water as much, stop mowing your lawn. It won't grow because nothing's really growing too quickly right now because everything's desiccated, right? There's a lack of moisture in the soil profile unless you're adding it there. So
that's something I think that nobody knew. I didn't know that.
Right.
That's crazy.
In addition to that, we are still spoon feeding our customers' lawn. Even if your lawn is dormant, we're still spoon feeding that food there for the turf, so that when the water does return, all the nutrients are there, and the grass perks back up quickly.
Lawn's got to eat too.
It's just like a body, right? So you have your body, you're drinking water, you're eating good food, you're feeling good, looking bright. Same thing with your lawn. You got to feed your lawn to have it nice and green, and you got to spray the weeds in the lawn to have a nice weed-free lawn as well. So,
and that wraps up what we got. Anything else you want to tell the audience before we sign off?
Well, you know what, Chris?
Besides go follow you, like, share, and buy.
Right. No, you definitely could buy it if you haven't already. And
if you have a lawn and you have ambition to make it nice, or you don't want pests.
Right. So yeah. If you want a green, thick, weed-free lawn, if you want a mosquito-free landscape, if you have a graduation party coming up, we're getting a lot of graduation party calls. If you have a wedding, if you have a bar mitzvah, we don't discriminate. We will come spray your event down for mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, spiders, ants, no-see-ums, fleas, and gnats, and many, many more. And you can contact us at lawndoctor.com. Call the office right now. The guys are manning the phones.
Better be. Right.
Promptly. 616-281-7109. 616-281-7109. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anything else you want to tell them?
Well, you know what? Like I said before, do the thing that you're afraid to do. The thing that you want most in life is where the thing that you fear the most is. So you got to do the things you're afraid to do. 2 years ago, I would have never sat in front of a camera like this. I'm like, dude, that's dumb. I'm never gonna do it. No, but this is the way the world's going in terms of video content. Everybody's on their phones. Drive down 131 Expressway and see how many people are looking at billboards. No, they're looking at their phone on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook while they're swerving over in the lane.
We're going to shut down the show, and Kendall's going to become a part owner of Grand App.
Shut it down.
Because I say that all the time. I tell clients, I'm like, guys, I'm for a good traditional marketing mix, but what I'm saying is when people go, I'm going to go to billboard over this, I get a little frustrated because I was like, listen, ask people the last 3 social media apps they were on while driving, they'll remember. Ask them the last 3 billboards they saw, they won't remember. And that's going to be a poll of like 98%, I bet, right?
Dude, let's touch on that for a second because here's some real results. Okay, so we spent probably...
Now we're coming back. It's not over yet.
Right, it's never over.
We should have cut it and then we'll bring it back.
Let's just talk about Facebook in general.
Bonus edition.
I caught a lot of shit from people when I started doing Facebook advertising. People in our own industry who just want to do the direct mail. They want to do it the old way. But guess what? I said, no, I'm going to do targeted Facebook ads. It's called a lookalike audience, people. Okay, here's what you do. You upload your lookalike audience to Facebook. They find the people on Facebook that look exactly like your audience. So we're getting cost per lead somewhere around $25-$30 right now. And it's just amazing. I think we've spent...
And what's like a lifetime value of that
dude,
customer?
I'll give you hard, tangible sales results here. Okay, so we've probably spent $3,000 in Facebook ads this year, which is not a lot on Facebook ads. Like, we just don't have...
Like $250 a month on average.
Right. So, and obviously we spend more in the spring, less in the fall and winter. So, So about $3,000 in Facebook ads this year, and we have like 18,000 in sales. Like, it's really tremendously amazing. I mean, you got to close the deals once the leads come in, but it's amazing the lead gen that can happen via Facebook if it's done right.
Just social media in general.
All it took was a little bit of education and research, and anybody could do what I did. It's not hard to upload a lookalike audience, especially if you have a lot of data and email addresses. It can be deadly. I mean, exactly the person that you're trying to target. Lookalike audiences on Facebook.
So maybe that's just because we're millennials and we're just on these mobile phones and social media platforms.
Well, it's like, dude, people try to fight it, and it's like, oh, phones are so bad, this and that. They're taking their kids' phones away, running them over with a van, this and that. I'm like, dude,
lawnmower.
When my kid is born, I'm like, dude, here's your iPhone. Like you start learning that shit so you can get a head up on all your classmates.
You have a chip with hologram. If you're against change, like, you are going to fail, right, with your business. If you don't adapt and evolve, there's actually one of our right there. Adapt and evolve is one of our core, one of our values right there. But you have to adapt and evolve. So all the old head business owners who are against it, real life proof that it's working, and only $3,000.
You know the crazy.
Billboard, that's like per month, like $3,000 per month for a billboard.
All right.
And you got 18,000 sales.
You know the crazy thing too is, like, we're like a little small business. Imagine if these larger companies like deploy their marketing dollars the way we are and getting the cost per sale, cost per leads.
They're too slow.
Here's the problem: the people at the top, like you said, they're old. They're freaking golfing right now.
No offense, people lose their mind though. No offense to the older people.
Right? Yeah, no
offense, whatever.
No offense to the older people. But I'm saying if you want to deploy some of your marketing dollars on Facebook as opposed to sending out mailers, not having a direct ROI, like, get with Chris and Grand Apps, and they can find your lookalike audience. And actually, you know what? How about that? You run give Chris freaking $5,000 worth of Facebook ads, and if he doesn't give you at least 5x on that, I would be very, very surprised on that, because it is just people have built billion-dollar businesses off Facebook ads right now.
Yep, I think that market's becoming super saturated, which it's fine, but there's how many people in your newsfeed?
Right.
Follow my system, but that's why they're doing it, because it's hot and it works. And they wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work, because no one would buy from them or see results.
That's where the attention is. That's where the attention is right now. You think of all the single moms, not single moms, but like...
My mom is on Facebook all day,
moms
every
in
day.
General.
She's probably going to like and share all this stuff.
And you know the thing about the older people? They scroll slower, right? So it's like they're looking at every little thing.
Oh, and that is so true. I even think that's funny.
Here's the thing.
That's funny.
Our biggest demographic on Facebook is older women, 46 and older, is where we're scoring the best. We're anything like
40, slow scrollers.
Right. Anything below 40 years old, we're not really landing right now, which is weird. But it's you gotta adjust, right? So it's funny because it's so cheap too right now.
Yep.
And
it's getting pricier, but
it's gonna get more expensive here as things develop and people see the results. But you got to go where things aren't proven yet. Like nobody told me
to test. Yep.
Nobody told me to go do Facebook, and nobody told me to start a Lawn Doctor live show. I just saw like the trends that are happening in the market, and I adjusted, right? And if you don't, I guess it all depends what you want. If I'm going for all time greatest, I want to have a company that's on the top 100 lawn and landscape companies. That means we have to build a company that is 20 million or more in revenue, which is totally possible. I want to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people get the greenest, thickest weed-free lawn they've ever had.
And everybody will know about it.
Right. And I want to be the best. Like, there's nobody that has started this young in the industry and realized their true potential this early on. And, you know, I'm not afraid to put in the work either. I work a lot, you know, and that's okay. You got to work your face off in your 20s, right, to live a life unlike anybody else in your 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s.
And then soon we'll be the old guys who are going against everything new, right? I don't like those hologram things. No, I'm just going to hire a young person. Just coach me,
dude,
teach me, right? Show me the ropes, young man, and I'll let them run it.
I'm trying to figure a way to disrupt the green industry, though. But it's just hard because it's Mother Nature. It's a living, breathing thing.
I got it, man. You just pour bleach on all the grass.
Bleach or, artificial turf. Yeah, I'm not really sure where it's going yet.
All right. That's all we got. Episode 25, Kendall Hines. Thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure. Check him out. And we'll see you guys in episode 26.
Xfinity.
B-roll.